Have you ever stopped to think about the incredible power your brain has to shape your reality? The human brain is an impressive machine, capable of learning, adapting, and transforming throughout life. This continuous process of transformation is what we call neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize its connections, create new pathways, and even overcome challenges that once seemed insurmountable. What does this mean in practice? It means you have the power to reprogram your brain and, in doing so, change the way you perceive the world and, more importantly, how you react to it. You are not stuck in limiting patterns, fears, or old beliefs. Your brain is moldable, and you can be the sculptor of that transformation. Imagine the impact this could have on your life. You can create new habits, overcome fears, and rewrite the story you tell yourself. In this video, we will explore how the power of neuroplasticity can be applied to create a new version of yourself and, with it, a new reality. Are you ready for this transformation journey? Let's begin. Neuroplasticity may sound like a complicated word, but the idea behind it is incredibly simple and powerful. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and adapt over time. This means that our thoughts, behaviors, and experiences have the power to physically modify the structure of our brain. Over time, the brain creates new connections and neural networks, which can result in the formation of new habits, overcoming trauma, or even changing deeply rooted beliefs. It's important to understand that neuroplasticity can happen in two ways: positive or negative. Positive neuroplasticity occurs when we use this natural ability to develop skills, overcome obstacles, and create healthy habits. An example of this is when we learn a new skill, like playing a musical instrument, or when we overcome a fear through practice and persistence. The brain adapts to these new experiences and builds new neural pathways. On the other hand, negative neuroplasticity can also occur. This happens when we repeat limiting thought patterns or harmful habits. Each time we reinforce these behaviors, the brain creates and strengthens these neural pathways, making it harder to break these patterns. A practical example of this is the impact of repeated thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself "I'm not capable," the brain reinforces this belief, making it part of your identity. But the good news is we can reverse this. If the brain can physically reprogram itself after an injury, imagine what it can do with your thoughts and beliefs. With this in mind, you can start to understand how you have the power to change your life by reprogramming your brain for more positive and productive thoughts and behaviors. Neuroplasticity is present in every aspect of our daily lives, shaping our choices, habits, and consequently, our outcomes. Often, without realizing it, we create neural pathways based on limiting beliefs, those ideas that make us believe we are not capable, that we don't deserve success, or that certain opportunities are not for us. These repeated thoughts turn into negative neural patterns that influence our actions and our perception of reality. Think of the brain as a forest full of trails. The more you walk down a specific trail, the more open and visible it becomes. If you stop walking down an old trail and start creating new routes, the old trail begins to grow over, while the new trail opens up and becomes more accessible. This is how new neural patterns are formed. Now that we know we can change these patterns, let's talk about how to do this in practice. It's time to reprogram your brain with simple and effective steps. Now that you understand how the brain can transform, let's explore how to put this into practice. Neural reprogramming requires conscious effort and repetition, but the results can be transformative. Here are 4 practical steps to reprogram your brain and create new neural pathways. First, awareness. Recognize your limiting patterns. The first step is to become aware of the thoughts and behaviors you want to change. Often, we act automatically and don't even notice the patterns that reinforce negative beliefs. To break this cycle, Start paying attention to how you react to challenging situations. Do you feel insecure when speaking in public? Do you get anxious when faced with criticism? Write these moments down in a thought journal. The practice of writing your thoughts helps identify recurring patterns and understand the beliefs behind them. From there, you begin to take control over them. Second, belief replacement. Turn negative thoughts into positive ones. After identifying limiting patterns, it's time to replace them. Every time you catch yourself thinking something like, "I never get this right," replace that thought with a positive one, like, "I'm learning and getting better every day." It may seem simple, but this constant replacement starts to weaken the old neural pathways and create new ones. Also, use positive affirmations. Affirmations are phrases you repeat to yourself, such as, "I am capable," "I deserve success," or "I am resilient." They reinforce the new neural path you're building. Third, visualization. Create mental images of your new reality. Visualization is a powerful tool for strengthening new neural patterns. When you visualize a situation in detail, such as speaking confidently in public, succeeding in a negotiation, or overcoming a personal challenge, your brain starts to believe it's already happening. Close your eyes and imagine the desired situation, feel the positive emotions, and envision success with rich details. The more you do this, the stronger those new neural pathways will become. Visualization acts as mental rehearsal, preparing your brain to act according to the new reality you're building. Fourth, repeated practice. Repetition is key. None of this will work if you do it only once. Neuroplasticity relies on repetition to consolidate new patterns. Think of a musician who repeats the same scale dozens of times until their fingers play automatically. The same principle applies here. Practice your new thoughts and behaviors daily. Keep your thought journal, repeat your affirmations, and regularly visualize your new reality. If you fail or revert to old habits, don't blame yourself. Return to the process with patience and persistence. It's consistent practice that turns small steps into big changes. These simple practices can have a profound impact on how you see yourself and the world around you. With dedication and repetition, you'll be creating the version of yourself you've always wanted. Reprogramming the brain doesn't happen overnight. Just as it takes time to develop a new habit or learn a skill, it also takes time to create new neural pathways and, consequently, change thought and behavior patterns. It's essential to understand that neuroplasticity is a continuous process, and for it to work, you'll need patience and persistence. It's normal to want immediate results, especially when it comes to overcoming personal challenges or breaking negative cycles. But remember, just as it took time to solidify limiting beliefs and habits, it will take some time to replace them with new, more positive patterns. Consistency is key. Each positive thought, each visualization, and each affirmation practice gradually strengthens the new neural connections, and that's what will, over time, bring real and lasting changes. A practical example of this is the practice of meditation or mindfulness exercises. At first, it may seem difficult, and the benefits may not be immediate. However, with continuous practice, you'll begin to notice subtle changes in your focus, mental calm, and emotional resilience. The same applies to neural reprogramming. Small changes accumulated over time lead to major transformations. So, be kind to yourself and trust the process. With time and patience, you'll see the fruits of your efforts and realize that you are building a better version of yourself each day. Emotions play a crucial role in the neuroplasticity process. When we experience intense emotions, whether positive or negative, they act as an amplifier for the creation of new neural pathways. This means that emotions can accelerate or hinder the brain reprogramming process, depending on how we use them. Negative emotions, like fear, anxiety, and anger, tend to reinforce limiting patterns. When you allow yourself to be repeatedly dominated by these emotions, they strengthen the neural pathways associated with the thoughts and behaviors you want to change. On the other hand, positive emotions, such as joy, gratitude, and enthusiasm, can speed up the creation of new neural patterns. When you associate positive emotions with your new beliefs or habits, the brain reinforces these connections more effectively. The practice of gratitude, for example, is a powerful way to amplify internal changes. When you focus on the things you are grateful for, your brain starts to create a neural pattern that seeks more reasons to be thankful, promoting a more positive and open mindset for change. Moreover, positive emotions increase your motivation to continue the reprogramming process. When you feel good about adopting new habits or thoughts, your brain wants to repeat these experiences, strengthening the new neural pathways you're creating. So, throughout your brain reprogramming journey, remember to cultivate positive emotions whenever possible. They are a powerful tool for accelerating and consolidating the changes you're seeking. When you dedicate yourself to the neural reprogramming process, the long-term impact is truly transformative. By consciously altering your thought and behavior patterns, you not only change the way you see yourself but also how you perceive the world around you. Gradually, your external reality begins to reflect these internal changes. Imagine the brain as a lens through which you see reality. If this lens is clouded with limiting beliefs, you'll see the world in a distorted way, believing that your possibilities are restricted. But as you clean this lens, replacing negative beliefs with positive and constructive thoughts, your perception changes. What once seemed impossible or out of reach suddenly begins to seem possible. Over time, new opportunities emerge. Doors that once seemed closed start to open, and you begin to recognize the infinite possibilities that were always available to you. The most important thing is that this transformation is not just internal, it reflects in all areas of your life, relationships, career, health, and well-being. The brain is a powerful tool, and by reprogramming it, you can literally transform the reality around you. Keep persistent and confident in this process, and you will see the profound impact of your own evolution. Now, it's your turn to put these teachings into practice. Take the first step and start reprogramming your brain today. Believe in the power of change and your ability to create the reality you desire.